I'm going to show you 10 inexpensive tools I used working in Michelin star restaurants and how to use them so you can elevate your cooking at home. All the tools are linked in the description and they're all under $50 a piece. One of the biggest issues with recipes is inconsistency. That's why most restaurants use scales. They're more accurate than weighted measuring cups, plus they're easier to clean and easier to scale a recipe up and down. Have you ever tried scaling down a recipe with 3/4 of a cup of an ingredient? Overall, using a scale is way better. It just takes a little time getting used to it. Tool number 2 is a chef's favorite, spoons. A good spoon makes basting easier. They're also great for skimming your stocks, and you can also use them to flip food in a pan. These are Coon spoons. They were created by Chef Greg Coons, and they're an industry staple. They're a little bit more expensive than normal spoons, but they're really high quality, and this is the type of tool that's gonna last forever. Knowing when a piece of fish is perfectly done can be a challenge. The way that chefs can perfectly cook 100 pieces of fish, besides just instinct, is a cake tester. With a raw piece of fish, you can feel all the connective tissue as you push the cake tester through. But when a piece of fish is cooked all the way through, that connective tissue breaks down and becomes very easy to slide in. You can also use this by temping the inside of a fish by inserting it and leaving it for 10 seconds, and then place it on the inside of your wrist. That area is very sensitive and you can feel the temperature of the fish. Last thing that you can use this for is checking the doneness of vegetables. When you insert into a vegetable, you should feel zero resistance. This is one of the most helpful tools you can have in the kitchen, and it also happens to be the cheapest. In order to get perfectly brunoise vegetables as efficiently as possible, restaurants like to use a mandoline. Slice your vegetable into thin sheets, trim off any excess, and then cut them into thin strips. Rotate and trim off any excess, and then cut into tiny cubes. I don't normally use a guard. I learned to keep my fingers up, but if you're using a mandoline for the first time, it might be safest to use it. In order to get food to be a nice round shape, restaurants use round cutters. This can add a nice aesthetic to your food. Cut your food to the desired thickness and then choose your hole punch and punch out the size you want. When you are cooking with delicate ingredients, one of the worst things that you can do is use clunky tools to turn your food. Sometimes you just have to finesse it. I like to use these large tweezers from JB Prince. These are the best quality tweezers that are out there, and I've tried them all. Another great tool for rotating food is a small offset spatula. This allows you to get inside and pick up the food to flip it. These are also great for transferring food from a tray onto your plate. A big part of refining your cooking is straining your sauces and purees. In restaurants, we use large, expensive chinois and tamis, but at home, you're able to use smaller, inexpensive strainers. For purees and gels, I like to use a strainer with a pass guard. This way you can efficiently pass the puree through the strainer. For sauces, I like to use a cone-shaped strainer. This is a finer mesh and helps get out all the little particles. If it's something that needs to be very clear, like herb oil, tomato water, or consomme, I like to use a linen-like towel. This is very fine and it'll help you remove all the particles. Last tool is an emulsion blender. My favorite one is an All-Clad, which if you buy it online, they cost $120, but I got a little secret for you. If you go to TJ Maxx or Home Goods, sometimes you can find them for around $50. I also like to buy All-Clad saute pans there. This is great for making your sauces silky smooth. You can also make mayos, foams, and any other type of emulsion. Alternatively, KitchenAid makes a good one for $45. Last is an honorable mention, and it's Bain Marie's. Instead of throwing all my tools in a drawer to never be able to find them ever again, I like to organize them into a Bain Marie. That way, I know exactly where all my tools are. I even have a smaller Bain Marie so that I can get out exactly what tools I need for the dish. That way, they're an arm's length away throughout the whole cooking process. If you want to learn how to elevate your cooking, you need to check out my dish creation course, linked in the description. If you enjoyed this video, you should check out this video next.